Welcome ghostlings to the Yugioh Maximum Era. This won't be the usual Maximum Era style video today since I wanted to do a teaser trailer and go over some of the upcoming episodes that you'll be seeing as I get around to completing them. On top of that, I'll be going over a few new additions to the Maximum Era itself that will boost the production value further than it already is. Are y'all ready? Alright, let's get started. So first off, we all know that the next major tournament is Duel Academy, a whole school that's primarily dedicated to teaching more about duel monsters and making people into pros. And if a student isn't into the dueling aspect of the school, then you don't need to sign up for that, since the school offers classes for many other career paths. There's also classes that will help you find careers within Industrial Illusions for those that want to help with creating things for the card game alongside Pegasus, but aren't so savvy when it comes to the actual dueling aspect. Moving on, let's talk a bit about the episode in general. Duel Academy will be having an opening ceremony in this episode where many students will be dueling to determine their rank within the school, and everyone will be shooting for that #1 spot. Some students already stand out for their prowess in dueling prior to coming to Duel Academy, while others are just starting out and looking to add some accolades to their dueling careers. On top of this, we'll be having a few exhibition duels between several staff members of the school, just so they don't feel left out. So, if you're wanting to see Velian, Midori, Masako, and Banner in action, then you're gonna be a happy camper. Alright, now that we talked about Duel Academy, let's talk about the Duelist Kingdom Aftermath. You didn't think that just because people lost in the biggest tournament to date that they'd just do nothing after, right? Hell no. Many set out to find others to duel on the island, even though they were no longer in the Duelist Kingdom tournament itself. This is where we'll be seeing many of the duels that we didn't get during the initial tournament. Maybe we'll even see Joey versus Yugi. It should be noted as well that the particular episode won't have a typical bracket, as the duels will be between individuals and we won't have a need for ranks in this one. Only winners and losers count in this episode. This is also where we'll be finding out what the Lost were up to during Duelist Kingdom. So if you've been wondering what Vagabond was talking about during his duels, you'll want to watch this one. Next up is something that we mentioned in Wild Dan's bio during Duelist Kingdom, the Criminal Alley Tournament. There are several gangs all vying for territory in Domino, and while Dan was hatching up a plan to do just that, the other gangs all decided to invade the home base of the Wild Hogs. Their goal in this episode is simple: eliminate the largest gang in Domino, aka the Wild Hogs. Some of you might be asking too, Wesley, what's Raina doing in the thumbnail for this episode? Well, she's a part of one of our gangs, of course. However, which one she's a part of is what I'll leave to your imagination. Other than that, there's not too much to say about this tournament without it being a spoiler, so I'll leave it there for this one. Are you guys curious about the newly formed Pro League? Because that's what we're talking about next. The current king of games, Yugi Muto, will be defending his title against many powerful duelists. Among the returning duelists will be names like Haley Ito, Rex Raptor, Vagabond, and Joey Wheeler. We'll also have some brand new duelists showing up, but I won't spoil the surprise just yet on who some of them are. But I'm sure you guys can make some guesses. Anyway, this episode is all about the pros, and everyone will be very dangerous in this tournament. This is also where we'll be seeing the Lost using their full power decks, since you all so generously voted to give them that in the random poll a while back. Will the Lost dominate the Pro League? Will Yugi defend his title successfully? Will someone unexpected rise to the occasion and steal the crown? We'll be answering that all in this episode. Now, you might be asking, Wesley, what happened to the Tomb Keepers? Where are they in the story now? Well, Ghostling, they failed. Their mission was a bust. And on top of that, Amon and Mina are now captured by Pegasus, their souls trapped in blank duel monster cards. And because of this, the seal that the Tomb Keepers were so concerned about has been fully broken. And that means problems are lying ahead. Which brings us to the Broken Promises episode. The remaining members of the Tomb Keepers have retreated back to Egypt in an attempt to do something about the broken seal, but the damage has already been done. In fact, the force they were trying to hold back had already escaped right after the events of Duelist Kingdom. The Egyptian city of Cairo, where the seal is located, is now in an uproar as many individuals have disappeared into thin air. What's worse is the place where each person disappears has a note left behind that reads, "Soon, all will be corrupted by the Orichalcos." I wonder what this Orichalcos is. Now you might also be asking, Wesley, what about Merrick? Is he okay? Is he still being controlled by the Millennium Rod? Does he even have the Millennium Rod? Well, don't you worry, Ghostling, because I won't be answering any of those questions. Mostly because it depends on what happens in a prior episode to this one. But don't worry about it, you'll see. Will the remaining Tomb Keepers be able to do anything about this situation and redeem themselves? Or will they continue to fall flat on their face like they did with their original mission? Will we find out who this mysterious individual is in the thumbnail? Find out next time on Dragon Ball, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Maximum Era. Sorry, I had to make the reference. Do you remember all those individuals from Domino High? Are you curious to see what they're up to? Because that's part of what this episode will be about. Have they upgraded their decks? Maybe made entirely new ones? Who are all these other individuals we didn't see previously? So many questions and no answers. I guess we'll have to head to Domino Bash and find out. The whole point of this tournament is to see some of the minor characters in the story so far and give them some time to shine. After all, we can't have Yugi hogging all the spotlight, can we? Anyway, I'd like to note for this episode too that this won't include many major characters in the story, such as Yugi, Joey, Serenity, and so on. We'll be seeing mostly minor characters or people that don't have a major bearing in any storylines at the moment. So if you've liked any minor characters and didn't get to see them perform as you wished, then you might like this episode. Also, to explain the setting of this one, we won't be at Domino High. We'll be at the center of Domino for a fancy winter festival that the city has decided to hold for anyone to attend. With the popularity of duel monsters on the rise as it has been over the course of the series thus far, the city of Domino has also decided to have a fun dueling tournament where anyone is free to sign up and join in the festivities. Kaiba Corp, in a bid to do more business and increase the popularity of their duel discs, has also sponsored the event and is giving out duel discs to anyone who enters without one today. And that's about it for this episode. I'll leave the theories and everything else to y'all's imagination on this one. With all that out of the way, let's move on to some Kaiba Corp stuff. Recently, Noah has been put in charge of a brand new alpha build of what he's referring to as Project Virtual World. It's a test build of a video game version of Duel Monsters that's officially licensed by Pegasus and fully backed by Kaiba Corp technology. Noah is also integrating much of what he's been learning over the last few months so he can make the user experience the best it can be. He's also working with the software developers so that all users can have a profile to view and customize to their liking. Recently, Noah has decided to take the alpha build live for a select group of playtesters so they can collect bug reports. This will also allow them to gather feedback on how to better improve the game and its functions. And these playtesters are who we will be watching in this particular episode. But beware, Ghostlings. This virtual world could have glitches in the system and might change some things during the matches. Or maybe it'll be perfectly clean cut and without any problems. I doubt that though. In other news for Kaiba Corp, Scott Irvine has been involved in developing a virtual reality style project. It's supposed to utilize new VR technology for an amusement park that Kaiba Corp has been plotting over the past few months, and will be one of the main attractions of said park. As with most projects like this, Scott needs some testers to try things out. and so he sent out invites to several lucky individuals to give things a shot and see what can be improved. Who are these individuals, you ask? Well, you'll just have to wait and see to find out on that one, although the thumbnail gives you an idea of a couple participants at least. All in all, it sounds very intriguing. Surely nothing could go wrong here, right? If all that doesn't excite you, then maybe some of the new boss monsters that will be appearing throughout these episodes will. We have many that y'all should recognize. Iconic cards like Gores, Envoy of the Beginning and End, Genzo, Gadgetron Dragon, and many more. It really makes you wonder who's running them all and when we'll see them. There's also going to be the new addition of little animations like these at the beginning of every match now, just to make things a little bit more snazzy. The other purpose is to remind people of the boss monsters of each individual in case you don't remember them from the intro or have to watch the long videos in pieces due to adult life and all that. So consider this a way to boost production value, but also be a quality of life improvement to the videos for all of you that fit into any of those descriptions. If you've been paying attention to the community tab of the channel where I make posts for y'all, then you'd also know that I've been working on new artwork for the intros of many characters so far. This was another spot that I felt was lacking in the Maximum Era, so I took it upon myself to draw up many characters that needed a better look so we can have a better viewing experience than those crusty pictures from before. Hopefully they look alright. I'm not the best artist in the world, but I can draw well enough to make them presentable at least. And that's all I have this time, Ghostlings. As always, I'm working very hard on this for y'all out there that enjoy the Maximum Era, and I'd just like to say again, thank you to all of you that support the series. I love all my Ghostlings to death, and I hope that this little teaser trailer has given you a nice little taste of what's to come. I hope y'all are ready for this, because the Chaos Arising arc starts here. So saith the power of my Millennium Cross. You shall receive my divinity and be spared from the light realm this day. For I am but a humble messenger to all of you and wielder of the most powerful Millennium item in existence. Despite my early loss in the Duelist Kingdom tournament, I am here now to entertain and regale all of you with my dueling prow. Oh my goodness. Is that one of them? Is that a real Millennium item? Can I have a picture with you, pretty please? You're the only one I've found with a Millennium item and I want to bring a cool picture back to my wife. Oh, she's gonna be so proud. Your family. You've never seen them, have you? Never knew who they were. A shame, really, because I know they'd be proud of you. What if I told you I could find them for you? All I would need is a little favor first. You do this for me, and I'll make sure you find your parents. You see, I'll be hosting an event soon, and I need a truly powerful duelist such as yourself to make things a little interesting. After all, just like my favorite cartoon, Funny Bunny, there needs to be a villain to cause some mischief. What I want you to do, my boy, is to target and eliminate some specific duelists for me. If you do this and win the whole thing, then I will use everything available to me and find your parents. I'll even give you this new monster card I created to help with this task, specifically designed just for you. So, what do you say? Do we have a deal?